Vegas out there. I invite you to spend some time with me. I'm Johnny Allen, and this is the Johnny Allen Podcast Show. Show does start now. I'm the host, Johnny Allen, and this is the Johnny Allen Podcast / Videocast Show. Hope you guys are doing good out there today. It's actually Thursday, August the 27th, 2020. It is the dead of summer. It's definitely summertime. It's hot. 90-some degrees here in the Midwest where I'm at. Crazy. But it is summertime. It's better than winter. Comment below if you like winter or summer better. Just kind of curious. I like the in-betweens, but we don't seem to have the in-betweens very much anymore as far as like fall and spring and that kind of thing. It just kind of goes from winter to summer. But yeah, it's warm here. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. I do a podcast every Thursday for a half hour. I talk about everyday life situations. I'm a simple guy with simple philosophies, and I'm an American, and I'm a patriot American. I call myself a patriot American, and the reason why is because I'm all about old-fashioned family values. I'm all about country and peace and harmony and prosperity. I think that's what it's all about. It doesn't seem like we have a lot of that going on, although we do. It just depends on how you look at life, right? But we won't go on with that. We'll go on to what I'm talking about today. Which basically what I'm talking about today, guys, is, a couple things, actually. First talking point I'd like to make is how precious family and friends are. You know, it's been, needless to say, a wacky year, right? And we've lost a lot of loved ones, and a lot of things have happened. I lost a dear friend of mine back in April to suicide. I'll talk briefly about suicide prevention and awareness. But before we go any further, I got a couple of companies and podcasts and people I want to give kudos to. First of all, I'd like to, endorse Diesel Coffee Company. www.shopdieselcoffee.com up there in Lansing, Michigan. If you guys like coffee, hit Tim's website up there. He has a lot of really good coffees. I got the link below on the Facebook side, on the Facebook, and on YouTube as well. Links on that. Oh, gosh. I got to give more kudos out. My good friend Tony out in Las Vegas, we did a show called Out of the Box with John and Tony a couple years ago. I just actually got off the phone with him. He called me up from Las Vegas and said, "Hey, John, what's going on?" And kind of updated me on what he's doing. And he is going to be putting out a channel called Keeping It Real. It's kind of like UFO Seekers. It's kind of like George Norrie kind of stuff. He's going to be, he lives out there by Area 51. He's going to be doing a lot of stuff about UFOs and the weird phenomenons that are going on out there. So anyways, it's called Keeping It Real. And look for Tony's podcast coming up soon. When he gets it out there, I will put a link below to his show as well. Also, Box Kickers Talking Sports with Chris and Daniel. Daniel. Having a hard time talking today. Chris and Daniel. That's it, Chris and Daniel in Austin. Also, too, gosh, I hope you guys are hanging on down there. Got some bad weather rolling in. Probably rolled in last night. Rolling in today. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing good down there in Austin. Last but not least, my good friend Woody. He has got an audio podcast he shared with me today, and it's called Woo, W-O-O, and it's on Apple Podcasts as well. Very interesting stuff that Woody talks about, so check out Woo, W-O-O. I'll eventually have all the information, all this new stuff coming up, because I like to share and network with my buddies and people I know, and stuff that I really feel is worth sharing, I will share. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you had a good week. Hope you had a good weekend. I live in Indianapolis, or close to it anyway. We have an Indianapolis 500 in May. It's usually run during Memorial Day weekend, but of course we didn't have it because of what. So Roger Penske is the new owner of the track. I think so far, he had a bumpy start because of the COVID-19, and basically they had to postpone it to last weekend, which it ran last Sunday. That was the 23rd. And of course, no fans, which was very weird. I watched the race on TV; it was live, and I watched it, and it was a pretty good race. But it's just weird to see no one in the stands. It was almost like they were practicing. It was very strange. Anyway, I drink on the show. Sometimes alcohol, but today not. Sometimes just plain coffee. Sometimes iced coffee. This is iced diesel coffee. Cheers to Tim up there in Lansing. Get your cups out. Have a drink with me. Anyway, we're going to go further here. What's going on? I'm kind of slow at bringing this up because it's a sobering thing. Anyway, the 500, like I said, it was just kind of like a practice. Hopefully everything next year will be back to normal, right? It was good to see him racing, but, just different. Comment below on anything like that. If you're a 500 fan, Indy 500 fan, comment below. What'd you think about the race this year? Any thoughts? Anyway, the main subject is today, and what I'm bringing up is called reflections. I want to talk about reflections in life and reflecting. And like I said, I'm a little slow getting into it today. It's kind of an emotional thing. I lost a very dear friend back in April to suicide, right? You guys can see a back episode of that. I mean, I've known my buddy since 1979. There was no clue whatsoever that was going to happen. So back in early April, I heard the tragic news about my buddy that I've known. He's like a brother to me and my biological brother. We did an annual camp out for the last 20-some years, the guys' camp out. A lot of times it would be that's what I call the Three Amigos, which was me and my biological brother, Mike, and then, of course, Terry. We were the steady guys that went all the time. We were the reliable guys. But, but a few times we'd have other people come in. My father joined us a year. My son comes and joins us. Other friends come in. And we call it the guys, once a year, the annual guys camp out, where we just get together, have fun, throw down a couple brewskis, talk about the world's problems, try to solve the world's problems, talk sports, usually around in the fall. So we listen to the Colts, we listen to football games, we listen to music, we cook good food. You guys get it. Just kind of a guys hangout weekend, right? And like I said, we did this for the last 20-some years. Well, this year's going to be different because obviously Terry's not with us no more. The reason why I bring up Terry is because I want to do a tribute to Terry a little bit on this podcast today because his birthday will be this coming Sunday, August the 30th, and he would have been 61 years old. Trying to get through this without the emotions creeping up, but I had archived a lot of some footage of our campouts, just, goofy stuff, just out there filming a little bit. My brother's not into being filmed, or he doesn't even like his pictures taken, so I did capture a lot of Mike. Mike is in a couple of them. He may not like it or whatever, but I had to do it because Terry's there, and I had to feature Terry. I had to, I want to bring attention and a tribute to Terry. God rest his soul. But without further ado, I dug up these videos and I put them together in a little montage of our camp out. And like I said, this was back 3 years ago, 2017. It was between 2017 and 2016 that we did this camp out. So it was actually 2 different campouts. Some of the photos feature my dad. That was at one area, and then the rest is at an area that we went to all the time. But anyway, I want to share this with you guys. This is a tribute to my dear friend Terry that took his life back in April this year. It was horrible. I'll get off here and share a little bit of this footage with you guys. And like I said, it's just goofy nonsense kind of stuff. And there's one part where the camera rolls really fast. Just kind of hang on, and it stables out. But I didn't want to cut the film up too much. Kind of wanted to just keep it real and share a little bit of this. Terry was just an average kind of guy, hard worker. Never had anything really bad to say about anybody. A hell of a mechanic. Used to work on cars and stuff all the time. A fisherman. Got me into golf. He was a golfing buddy, fishing buddy, a camping buddy. Just one of those guys where you just average guy you hang out with. He was into beer, and he would actually there for a while. He was actually making his own beer, and it was pretty good. But anyway, here's my tribute to my friend Terry. God rest his soul. Happy birthday to him in heaven this Sunday. And I'll pick up where I left off here, guys. I appreciate you staying aboard and checking out this video I made for Terry and tribute to him. So I'll be back here shortly. Well, here we are, night one, Jackson, Washington, the annual guys camp out. Terry and I got the fire going, and we got the beans cooking on the cast iron skillet. And anyway, looking pretty good there. Of course, you got to have the jam box, and then we have the card and the truck. Terry's in there with his tent right now. He's taking a snoozola. See if we can, yeah, there we go. There you go. You just telescope in real close. There's the Darbmeister sleeping. Meister Chef Terry. And as you notice, we have the smoker going. This is the way you do it, folks. This is camping 101, okay? Got the smoker going. You notice the propane burner there. That's super burner for the corn. You heat that stuff up.
The Bayou Classic.
The Bayou Classic. Look, hooked up to our propane tank. That's how you do it. Of course, we got the coals going, pre-going. That's going to put chicken in the Weber there, and then we got the beans and potatoes going on the fire. You got your jam box right there. You got your heroin addict down there. And then you got your...
And you got your drunkards right here.
And you got your drunkards right here. So there you go, man.
So it's all good.
It's all good. You got your 3 tents. There's my tent. Car going by. There's the Mustang, first day camping. And there's the campground. Here we are camping. We got the fire started back up. Jamming on some Zeppelin. Drinking the beer. Having a good time. Got the jams rolling. And I just gotta check this out. I cooked this. It's hot. I cooked that over the fire. And that's what you call some great beef stew in Terry's
Fingers are burning.
cast iron skillet. Because Terry must have cast iron fingers to pick that up. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys that. Alright guys, this is old school camping. As you can tell, the Darbmeister, he has PBR. Hold that beer there. Oh my gosh. He's actually drinking that. There you go. I mean, there's testimony. Old guys drinking old beer.
That's right.
And then there's Mike. He's drinking the classic Bush. And the guys camp.
We got old school music.
Old school music. Got a little campfire going on there. Campfire. We just started that back up. But as you can see, it's a get the quiet campground going on here. Except for us, we're loud.
I can't say it's bad. I can't.
Not bad. Can't say it's not bad. What do you guys think about the old school beer there?
Not good. I can honestly say this is bad.
Is it bad?
It's bad.
Choking that Pabst Blue Ribbon down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't participate in this
In the old school experiment.
in the old school experiment. I didn't like it back in the day, so you know what I mean.
Well, you
So
know, it's awesome. Sometimes
anyway.
you just gotta
man's got to do. Man's got
You
to
gotta
do.
drink bad beer out of an aluminum can.
just to go
Yeah.
back to celebrate the old days.
There you go.
Awesome.
Anyway, yeah, I just videotape myself here just so you guys know.
Where's your old school beer?
My old school beer is not going to happen. So I'm going to head and get my Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. So anyway, having a good time out here. It's beautiful weather. The animal guys camp out. We miss Edward.
Very light.
This for you, Edward. Patriotic. Go USA. All right, guys. Over and out to the next one. Did you get that on film?
Hope they got.
No, you don't. You're on tape.
Hey, good morning all. It's John here. I'm just videotaping my camp out, kind of doing a log of my camp out. But this is the third night down there in southern Indiana, and it rained really hard on us yesterday. Matter of fact, it rained so hard that my Navy cap got wet inside the tent. So I had to go back to the old do-rag. So I got the old Crossroads Saints do-rag from where I was in that band back in 2008. I bought the do-rag just in case something happened, and it did. It rained, and it kept pretty dry. The tent did. I mean, it downpoured for about 4 hours, but actually the tent did pretty well as a two little leaks. I had to bail out some. It was kind of like the Titanic in the iceberg, you know. But we're not sinking yet. I'm gonna have to bail a little bit of water out of the corners of the tent. It's a huge tent, and it doesn't have a rain fly, so that was my bad bringing it. I just wanted to bring the big tent because my son's joining me today. We got 2 more nights. We got tonight and tomorrow night that we're gonna camp. But anyway, I'm just videotaping the experience, and we had the nice rain. This morning it's nice and cool, and it's kind of a little bit of a crisp fog. Is one of my buddies back there, Terry. He's in the camp out there. He's walking. He's probably going to the porta pot. But anyway, it's Monday morning. It's a nice morning, and you know, it's just a nice break away from the grind and everything, despite the rain. And like I said, it's a beautiful morning. But I'll spin this camera around real quick and let you guys see what I'm seeing, because this is really nice down there in southern Indiana.
I hope you enjoyed the footage of our camp out. I mean, like I said, a few years ago, we used to get kind of goofy. We drink a few beers and just have good fun, just good, clean fun. You know, just it's a shame that he's gone. I just he loved Led Zeppelin, the Doobie Brothers, the Eagles, all the classic rock stuff. Many years, many memories. That was just a very quick snippet of what we used to do and hang out and have fun. So, God rest your soul, Terry up there, and happy birthday, my friend, on Sunday. The point of this whole thing is reflection, and we need to reflect sometimes. It's good to reflect back on our lives, but it's also good to seize the moment and do things now and enjoy family now. I just wrapped up a nice weekend with my granddaughter. My daughter came over Sunday. We had a really nice visit. Those visits are kind of few and far between, but when you have the opportunity, make the best of it. Because you just never know. Like with my good friend Terry, you just never know when it's going to be the last time you see him. And I mention this a lot, but it's so true to just cherish moments with family and good friends, okay? I'm getting ready to see one of my friends Saturday. Anyway, another swig of coffee to that. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed the goofiness of the campouts. My brother and I will be the only ones camping this year. And we camp at the end of next month, which would be the end of September. We do our campouts. But it's kind of ironic. I talked to my brother, and him and I started camping, just him and I, 30-some years ago. And then eventually we would talk our friends into coming with us. And then we created the guys' annual campout once a year. And it's kind of weird that it's just going to be him and I again. It's kind of like back to the beginning. Very strange. Comment below on anything. It's like I said, it's been kind of a tough year. I'm not going to get into the political thing today at all. And it just seems like even if you just casually mention something, and isn't it amazing how things get pulled out of context, really? You casually rather just mention, well, I kind of like this, but, okay, like ice cream. I really like chocolate vanilla ice cream. I favor maybe chocolate a little bit more than vanilla, it's like this whole thing gets all out of whack. It's almost like we don't have an opinion. And if you do have an opinion, your opinion is wrong. And not only that, people always assume they know you and assume that you do something that you necessarily don't do. It's kind of crazy. I'm a bass player in a band. I also play guitar. But I'm primarily a bass player. I would mention maybe playing a guitar. And as an example, and someone would say, well, you know what, John? John's a bass player. He's not a guitar player. He's a bass player. He shouldn't play guitar because he's a bass player. Well, that's not necessarily true. I play both instruments. I am more comfortable with one than the other. I'm more comfortable playing bass than I am guitar in some ways, depending on where I'm going with it on the guitar. But you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to point out here in this little scenario. You can like a little bit of everything, and you can grab information from every little place and come up with your conclusion. But then sometimes people just read one thing, or assume one thing, and say, "Well, you need to stop doing this." Well, it's not even what I'm doing. It's just kind of crazy. I mentioned that before. Like, I think that's the problem with really what's going on in the political world, in the world. Like I said, it's communication. It's communication. People assume that because you mentioned something or did something, you got it from you heard it from a particular source, or you got it or you're a particular way, or it gets totally blown out of proportion. And I just don't understand that. My pastor Woody, my good friend Woody, that I mentioned his Woo podcast, WOO, he had mentioned that several weeks ago. How the story can get just twisted and turned and spun. Like old Bill O'Reilly used to say, the no spin zone. We are spinning stuff today faster than a 500-mile race car spins a tire. We're spinning so fast, everything, spinning. No one has opinions, and if they do, they don't count. It's got to be one way or the other. I just don't understand that. Anyway, drink coffee. And lastly, what I'd like to say, though, really, get back to my friend Terry. I want to mention again suicide prevention. If you're having problems, and like I said, last week's podcast, I saw a statistic that during this COVID, that more younger women are committing suicide than ever before. Please, if you guys know someone's having trouble, whatever, reach out to them, or just check on them. Say, hey, how you doing? Even if they don't have any signs, so quote unquote signs. Just reach out to them and say, hey, I thought I'd call, check, see how you're doing. How's life treating you? Is there anything you want to talk about? Or tell me how your day went. Something as simple as that. If I have any regrets with my friend Terry, any at all, is, you get busy in your everyday life and stuff, and I'd reach out to him as much as I possibly could, but I couldn't reach out to him all the time. And if I wouldn't known that he was having some internal demons, I would have reached out to him definitely a lot more. But it's anyway. The point is, reach out to people, even if they seem super happy. At least check on them. Invite them over for dinner or something to drink or something. Just keep in touch with the people you care about, and even people maybe that you don't really know. I mean, I'll pass people in the hallway I don't know and say, "How you doing today?" "Oh, I'm pretty good." And I get different responses, especially at the workplace. I'll say, hey, how you doing today? Some people don't say anything. And they look at me like I got 4 eyeballs. I just got a pair of glasses. Or they'll say, oh, I'm doing okay. Or they'll say, I'm not doing so hot. I just hope your day gets better. It's just good to reach out to people like that. So, and that's why I like to, plug my buddies' projects, the guys that are doing the projects, the Diesel Coffee, www.dieselcoffee.com. I know Tim, nice guy, good product. Chris and Daniel down there in Austin, Box Gears Talking Sports. Tony out in Las Vegas, his channel coming up, Keeping It Real. My buddy Woody, Woo, his podcast called Woo. It's good to network. It's good to intermingle with folks, be connected. Positive influences, positive talking. reaching out, positive, act like you care, act like you care. That's the bottom line of my podcast today. Because like I said, my tribute to Terry, God rest his soul, his birthday coming up. He's gone now. That's an example of you got to, reach out to people. It's just the way it is. I mean, it sounds kind of cliche. Oh, yeah, whatever, John. And try not to be negative about things. If someone posts something up, if we were all posting positive stuff, maybe all this negative stuff would go away, right? You get on Facebook, like I said, it's always negative stuff, a lot of negative stuff going on. Anyway, that's all I got today, really, guys. And don't believe everything you hear out there. Some of it's true, some of it's not. I kind of really I'm really fishing through all these media connections and sources, rather, like YouTube's and regular news, mainstream news, whatever. And then come to my own conclusion. And then sometimes I just shut this stuff off and just say, forget it. Whatever works for you. But I really would like to see everybody calm down and reach out. I mean, this is America. Lend a helping hand to someone that's hurting. Don't tear stuff up. Solve problems in a good way. I say it every week, but it's true. Lastly, I give a little band update with the Crossroads Saints in the studio, making the music happen. All I got to say is we got some really cool guest musicians coming up on a lot of tracks. I want to give kudos to Mark. He's been doing a lot of work. I'm in studio with him tomorrow night, laying down some guitar work. So if you're watching, Mark, thank you. Anyway, guys, that's about all I got. I want to end with some more of the camping video. My tribute to my friend Terry. God rest his soul. And like I said, we'll see you next week, the Lord willing, right? So, guys, stay safe. Just enjoy life. That's all I got to say about it. Enjoy life. Really enjoy life. Because it's way too damn short. See you next week.